Wait, I was so determined to do something at the start of that one. I just got to do something with my body.
Yeah, there you go. Welcome, everybody. This is the Long Distance Friendship Podcast, the LDF podcast. I'm Sam Castillo. With me,
Andrew Wagner.
Andrew Wagner.
Wait, I thought you were setting me up.
I was setting you up.
Oh, you were going to say a whole bunch of other stuff first.
I was going to say nice things about you.
Really?
Stuff about you.
What were you going to say?
Everybody, welcome to the show. This is the first one. In the last year, you left Austin 11 months ago.
Yeah, I don't like to phrase it that I moved out of Austin, but yeah, I did. I did leave Austin 11 months ago.
I mean, at this point, it's a move. You can move back. No one's saying you can't move back. But,
yeah.
But everybody listening, we're just two, I'd say, deadbeat local stand-up comics who, as comedy is on pause, we've been separated by the world and the pandemic.
This freaking messed up world, bros.
Freaking messed up world.
No, but for real. The world is jacked up right now.
Dude, all this, people who go, all this craziness, it's like, stop.
Yeah.
I hate when people say that.
When all this craziness happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the exact 53-year-old mom you're talking about.
Dude, in Tanzania, like a friend of mine was just posting on Instagram how there's like a chimpanzee war, like there's a legitimate war between rivaling tribes of chimpanzees in Tanzania right now, and the government doesn't really want to get involved. So,
and they shouldn't.
And so,
that's not their business.
Who's posting on the Wikipedia page? It explains where the tribes are in this like disputed forest territory, and then the casualties on each one in the last year. And so when I hear people in like the domain, talk about all of this craziness,
yeah.
All right. Well, we don't have rivaling chimpanzees.
Yeah. Before all this craziness started in the world, and then just the sound of their metal straw clattering on their teeth. That's who says that.
What's a metal straw?
What's a metal straw?
Yeah.
Did you not do stand-up in 2017?
People bring the metal straws to places. I forgot.
People bring the metal straw.
Yeah. Which...
Dude.
We got to explain what the show is. This is just a
post. Oh, sure.
This show is kind of like, like a digital postcard to each other. We catch up, we complain, we talk about life. There's a lot of show premises out there that you can do. And when you're a stand-up comic, you look at the podcasting world and it's oversaturated. There's too many. And there's too many niche ways people try to make and take podcasts. Like, we're going to be a show that talks about movies that, are only shown at like the South Austin's fucking drive-in that I live near. It's like, cool, man. That's going to be relatable. Or like, we're going to talk about like, there's a lot of routes you can take it,
For this podcast, I interview every neighbor in my apartment complex.
Yeah,
Snooze
the ones who
fest.
will answer the door. And so I just figured, what's a good show? Just the guy who I've got the greatest chemistry with, just a good rapport, the boy Andrew Wag. So once a week,
here it is.
I'm gonna force him to hang out with me, and we're gonna do this show. And the other episode of the week will be me with another friend, and we want you to just become the fly on the wall with us. If there's anything I feel like I miss the most from stand-up, it's hanging out in the booth, at Mugshot. The hang, dude, the quality hangs. So
fucking hang.
This show is going to be that. I made a Gmail so y'all can write in, and also we'll do. No, really. And there's
the Gmail's hilarious.
And I don't have it pulled up. Next episode, I will have the number so y'all can call in and leave voicemails. And
that's nice.
eventually, if we actually get some like feedback they'd want to do it, we can do like live call-ins, or I don't know. I just listen. I just want to like.
Well,
It'll
that's a
be
whole new
fun.
layer to the show. That'd be
It's gonna
awesome.
be. It's just so like if you look out in the world, there's like so many premises for shows. The premise for this one is just be funny. That's it. That's all I want to
Be
do here.
funny.
We're not
I
trying
feel
to
like
like.
I'm crushing it so far.
Yeah, we're not trying to like solve. How do I date in a
Yeah.
pandemic? Like, which I don't like people who in a global pandemic suffixed onto anything now, like added at the end of anything now is like
Oh yeah.
that's gotten old.
Yeah. That's the our friend version of the in all this craziness.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
'cause, like I feel like in a global pandemic was something that like a year ago when we all thought that like they told us like 8% of the U.S. population was going to die in the next year. It's like
Yeah.
we don't need a guy working at Kinko's in a global pandemic. He can just get paid to stay home.
Wait,
But
8% was the real number?
they told us about 5% with the U.S. pop. Maybe well,
Oh, 5%, 5%.
it's like a couple million. We've lost like I don't want to. Okay, this might people might interpret this as being political, but we've lost not even 500,000 now, and we were
Hmm.
told in March that we were going to lose at least 2 to 4 million people in this country. And I remember that, like reading that and really taking it seriously, and thinking
Yeah.
like millions of us are going to die.
Well,
And
hey, the pandemic is young.
I mean, it is yes. And I'm just, but whatever. My point is like a year ago,
You
in a
wish more people
pandemic
died.
was something that had like weight to it, and now it's like something we say to like justify, not going to work that day because we don't feel like it.
Yeah. No, I do definitely find myself like if my boss is giving me feedback, like the other day I was writing this vacation listing and I wrote the lower deck I was supposed to say the lower deck has a sparkling hot tub, and I wrote the lower deck has a sparkling deck. And my boss was like, "Are you even reading these before you send them to me?"
Which
And I was like, "I can't. I'm not proofreading my work in a global pandemic.
exactly.
It
Yeah.
didn't even cross my mind."
We've overused that phrase to where it
Yeah,
has no meaning anymore.
yeah.
It's
I'm
lost.
not gonna floss in a
I'm
global pandemic. I was about to.
not gonna floss. Yeah, I'm not gonna clip my toenails in a global pandemic. And this also goes for like a lot of our friends who are like, look, I'm not gonna stop drinking in a global pandemic.
Yeah.
Like
You're
they,
doing what you need to do to
yeah,
your body's in survival mode right now.
you're so talking to other people like on sliding into other people's DMs while you're in a relationship, that's just helping you. That's preserving you. You got to remember who you were before all this craziness, and you were someone who kind of skirted the edges of monogamy before all this. And you can't let the virus take you from you.
Yeah.
Uh,
Now that your casual girlfriend lives with you, you
yeah,
can't you can't stop now
you
during a
can't.
global pandemic.
You can't let your boyfriend. Oh, wow. Someone's
What
car alarm is
happened?
going off outside. Anyways,
That's what
which
in a global pandemic.
which means that someone tried to drive in the snow and hit a parked car, probably.
Oh, dude, you should. Well, I guess you can't peek, but that is probably what happened.
Yeah, it's pretty loud. I don't think.
Damn.
Is your mic? Is my mic picking it up?
No.
Okay, cool. Well, either way, we're just gonna keep going. Hopefully they do the right thing and
Yeah.
like call somebody or leave a note at least. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Did you go play in the snow today?
Dude, I played in the gym. All right,
You went to the gym
I did. Dude,
during a blizzard? during a global pandemic.
A blizzard and a global pandemic. Uh, yeah, I there my apartment has a shitty little gym.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, I didn't take the freeways. To get to my gym, I have to take two different highways to get
Which one you
there.
get here? You still at Riverside Planet Fitness, or are you
Nah, I go to the Planet Fitness right next to where you Cap City Comedy Club used to be for the
RIP,
listeners. Yeah,
right
well,
across the
they have
street?
a new location in the Domain, I guess.
Damn. That's probably the Planet Fitness I should have been going all those
Yeah,
times I was driving down to the Riverside Planet Fitness. The old version of this podcast is just us walking on the treadmill at Planet Fitness.
right. Yeah, before this show, Andrew and I have been, commiserating for years now. We haven't,
Sure.
and a lot of it was he would drive about 20 minutes through traffic to go to a gym that was maybe 4 minutes from my house. And
Yeah,
I
Sam
drove
would walk hungover 5 minutes from his apartment.
Yeah. Oh, miserably hungover. We
Yeah.
battle through traffic. It was not a two-way street at all. And
I'll never forget the day. It was right after the Joker came out, and you still had your long hair, and
oh
you were
yeah,
walking through the Planet Fitness parking lot in the rain after
a bender.
well, a bender. I
Yeah,
was
we
waiting
can
for you
get
to say it, not me.
a call and
Yeah.
get drunk on a Sunday, on a
Yeah.
whole weekend. Yeah.
And you were so mad that everyone was saying you looked like the Joker, but you were like walking with like your hair down over your face through the rainy parking lot and just giant bags under your eyes. I was like, damn, he looks exactly like the Joker.
It's what it is. Yeah. Yeah, it was yeah, a lot of people joked, "Oh, Sam, you look like the Joker."
Yeah, yeah.
And they're not gonna laugh when I go to the gym and go to a gun fair. It was all
Yeah, Sam, you know that movie about the stand-up comedian that finally snaps? Reminds me of you.
yeah, right. Yeah, the mentally ill comic. Oh man. But no, there's a yeah, and people who are just new, everyone's, might not know who we are. I would consider myself a bit of a gym rat, and
Yeah,
my cohort Andrew here would be.
I'm like a gym ferret. If there's like just like I just pop in. I got a lot of movement, but I'm not going a lot of places.
You are very lanky compared to me. Yeah, I definitely would be a rat to your ferret. I'm definitely a
Yeah,
red M&M to your yellow. That's definitely what we are.
yeah.
But yeah, there was a little shitty gym in my apartment, so I just walked through the snow, went to that to there. I got there, and I mean my dirtbag apartment complex did not have the AC. I mean the central heating in there, and it was all
Hmm.
the thermostat. Of course, is locked behind one of those plastic boxes, and the
Hmm.
thermostat read 45 degrees. So
Dang.
I just went back to my car.
That's why we call it the meat locker.
Yeah,
Get in the meat locker.
I grabbed a little beanie, and because my hero Mark Wahlberg, a true king below 5'10", uh, he always posts his 4 a.m. workouts in these like white, like those baseball batting gloves that like batters use to like hold onto the bat better, even though they
Yeah,
don't.
totally.
He lifts weights with those, and honestly, like for people who aren't listening, I've got like just terrible calluses from like working with my hands
Whoa.
over these years, and like like the other day, like I was doing pull-ups and my hand started to bleed, and I was like, I should finally get gloves. So I got some white batting gloves, just like my hero Mark. So I was in
Yes,
there
dude.
with a sweater, a snow hat, and then some gloves, and I just lifted weights in 45-degree weather in the weight room, just blasting 9-inch nails. So
Well, you got the whole place to yourself, and
I
also
know.
anyone else coming to lift weights in the walk-in freezer is gonna be cool with you blasting 9-inch nails.
Oh yeah, and there wasn't. No one else was in there.
There was no one. There
And
was no one there.
you're supposed to wear a mask in that gym, but again, no one was in there, and
Yeah,
people were just staring at me with the mask on for the first 3 minutes as they walked by, and I was like, I should just take this off. So I just
yeah, I look
mask
weirder with the
off,
mask on.
mask off, 9 Inch Nails on. Let's go, dude.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So no, you didn't like build a snowman afterwards or anything.
No, I just listened to more industrial rock and did pull-ups off a pull-up bar in my apartment, and I did that for 8 hours until we started this recording. No,
Typical Sam day off.
honestly, no, I ate a lot of chicken breast, and I used Cajun seasoning on that and the broccoli, and
Wow, big day.
big
Cajun
day.
seasoning.
I've been also reading this book about the like Hunter S. Thompson. I've never read. Have you read Hunter S. Thompson?
No, I haven't even watched Hunter S. Thompson. And I
I
lived
mean,
with Taylor Dowdy for a year.
yeah,
So that took real commitment.
I mean that is a that yeah, someone who's living their life off of Tom Waits played over a Hunter S. Thompson movie.
Not as
But
much Tom Waits around the house. Well, actually, no, there was as much Tom Waits around the house as we would have thought. But sorry, go on. You're reading a book about
bad
Hunter
guy
S.
to be.
Thompson.
What a bad guy to be. I'm a Tom Waits
Oh.
fan. I mean, what is to be done? I've got bad music taste, but come on, one.
Dude,
Um,
I got bad music taste. When you said you were listening to rock, I was about to be like, oh, have you checked out Taylor Swift's new stuff? Because a lot of the back drumming people are saying is 9 Inch Nails inspired. I wouldn't know. I've never listened to them, but loving Evermore.
Loving Evermore. Is that her new album?
Yeah, yeah. Eric Fole sent
Uh-huh.
me an Instagram DM of my Spotify. On the Spotify desktop you can see what people are listening to. He sent me just a picture of like me listening to Taylor Swift. Just, you okay, bro?
Let's pull up and for people who don't know Eric Fole, very, very funny comic in New York. ERIKJOHAN 93.
Yeah,
That's probably
yeah,
the biggest TikTok I know. He's got like
yeah.
around 1.5 million. Or no, he's got not 1.5 million, but he's got like a fuck ton of followers
It,
on TikTok.
it's a fucking lot, y'all. Yeah,
It's a
don't go
lot.
see him live, but do check out his TikTok.
Honestly, don't
As a
ask.
stand-up, ugh. But TikTok,
He's
no,
like,
he's super
like
funny stand-up too.
calendared out for the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah,
Dude, that's
yeah,
awesome. He's
yeah.
already got a plug.
He's
I hadn't
already.
talked to that guy in years.
I know.
Literal years. First thing he does is blast me, confirm my fear that people are looking at what I listen to on Spotify and judging me for it.
I
Oh,
just
sorry, you were saying you. Oh,
no.
what?
Oh, I don't remember what we were talking about.
I was gonna put you back onto the Hunter S. Thompson book, but we don't
Oh,
have to.
well, I just hate Johnny Depp, and like Johnny Depp made all of the Hunter S. Thompson books into movies, like Fear and
Oh,
Loathing in
really?
Las Vegas and Rum Diary, which
Pirates of the Caribbean.
yeah, I'm just it's like I'm not gonna. I tried watching Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas 2 different times in college, and that's like, and as a 21-year-old guy in a fraternity, that's like the prime age to
Yeah.
appreciate that movie. And even I was like, this is so try hard. And so I just never read Thompson, but he like made a journal of his time, which is the heteronormative term for diary of his time the Hells Angels in the 60s. And so
Yeah.
it's just called Hells Angels. And it's pretty funny. Like, honestly, like,
Yeah.
just like how out of hand the cops allowed those angels to get. Like,
those wacky angels up to
those
it again.
angels. And it,
Yeah, like they're just a good-natured fraternity pulling hijinks like Animal House. Like, oh,
oh,
you Hell's Angels.
yeah. The dean. Yeah, I don't know why the Hells Angels ever? Why didn't the dean ever ring in those Hells? What was wrong with the dean of California?
Yeah, out there revving their engines on the quad.
Yeah, right. Um, which you know, I don't know. I think I try to think as hard as I can, like who are we? Like who in the news is like posed as like a threat to like youth culture domestically in this country? And it's like all of if you're like you look at like I don't know like liberal media, it's just like ISIS, like that's all. Like I'm a big Frontline guy. Like I like PBS. You know, I'm a big PBS dude. Frontline's a
Yeah,
great documentary company, but like all they do is just talk about ISIS, and it's like what about some homegrown terrorists? Like, come on, man. Like,
yeah,
shake it up.
we got them.
We got them.
We got plenty.
We got plenty. But yeah, the book is just it's just ridiculous. You listen to like I just read about like all these bikers and like they've got a good sense of humor, but like also it's really like a lot of them are just like at one point this like biker was talking like the like Thompson watched this biker like was driving down a street in Oakland and this old woman was like carrying her groceries through like the crosswalk. So he does a circle around her like an 8-year-old on a bicycle
Yeah,
and just like calls her a bat and drives away. And it's like,
those are just hijinks, dude.
I know. And then it's like the next sentence is like, it's the guy's name was like Gut. He just went by Gut. And
Sick,
it's like
sick.
Gut, a 28-year-old vagabond from the Purdue chapter, aka like whatever Central California, loved to harass older women. And it's just like, okay. And like they just would like have like well after a while apparently like like the logo is like a skull with like wings on it. So if you had
I didn't know that, but I would have guessed exactly that.
yeah, exactly. Like and if you had red wings on your skull, it meant you ate out a chick on her period. And
Wait, really?
yeah,
What?
I want
Aren't they
because
doing like real gang stuff? Like, this does just sound like teenage goofs.
yeah, it really was just like disaffected guys from the Korean War who like had all these wages left over, so they bought motorcycles to like feel the threat of war because like at the time, I mean motorcycles are now still wildly unsafe, but even back then, like
Hmm.
football players had like leather helmets, so like I don't think that like
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't even think they even had the concept wasn't even like you know even
I
ride
see
with
what you're saying.
it was so you could just die so quickly on a motorcycle. You can be going over 100 miles an hour with like nothing to stop you and save you. And
Yeah,
so,
back when the cars were all still made out of 100% steel.
oh yeah, yeah. Like you would get hit by like a boat on the road.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
basically, like all of these like originals Hell's Angels were just like guys who survived the Korean War and were like, well, how do we push the envelope of like adrenaline here?
yeah,
And that's all it really was. And then in the 60s when like LSD just took over, everyone was like, let's scare the normies and the man. And then that's when they started putting like red wings if you eat someone out on their period. It's like,
okay.
yes, seriously. It's like those same guys, those grandkids are now like probably wearing like Bape sweaters. Like,
Yeah,
and just talking about eating a chick out ass like like eating just on TikTok like making like a
yeah,
video about eating someone's ass.
yeah.
It's just
Follow Eric Full for.
a true Hell's Angels grandson.
Like we said, follow him on TikTok.
Yeah, he's a good TikTok follow. He's I mean the most famous TikTok person I know. Yeah, I'm really, really well. Let's not just name people. But
Who are you gonna name?
Yeah, well, just a lot of the old name. Andrew and I also, we've been doing, well, I guess we don't do comedy anymore, but we used to. We used
No.
to do stand-up very seriously at the in Austin for 3 years, and we ran, I'd say the worst open mic in town. Would you say?
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I I never thought about it until someone told me you run the worst open mic in town, like a year into it. And it was at a bar that doesn't exist anymore called the Love Goat Bar. Rest in
Love Goat
peace.
doesn't exist anymore?
Nope, it's going to become a hookah lounge,
It's going to become an extension of the existing hookah lounge
competing
because it's
hookah.
right next. Shut up.
Yep, it's going to be
You
head to
can't
head
compete with Casbah hookah.
with the Casbah hookah.
The Casbah hookah.
Yeah, that area is becoming Little Morocco, little Tangiers. Yeah, um,
That's crazy. Why two hookah? Why?
because of
It's
that.
already a two. It's a two-floor hookah bar right next door.
Because when they're hedging their bets that when the world opens up again, people are gonna want a hookah, you know, and they're
People
all
are going to want to share a mouthpiece again.
yeah, and people are really excited to not get high and share something with their all male party at a table, and it's
Yeah.
like bubblegum flavored tobacco, you know.
Yeah. Dude,
I
we
don't.
used to go when we were 18, like right before, between senior year of high school and freshman year of college, we'd always go to this hookah bar in Richardson called like Peace Pipe or something.
Okay, of course, yeah.
And it was on Arapahoe. It was a BYOB hookah bar where they did not check IDs. So
Okay.
you could just, we would wheel in a cooler of Bud Light Platinum. Um,
Wait,
yeah,
what age was
pretty
this?
sweet gig. What's that?
What age was this?
This was 18.
Damn, so this is like 2012?
Yeah, yeah, right before I started college.
Bud Light Platties, the Platinums, those were big, dude. Four
Yeah,
Loko still had caffeine in them, and Bud Light Platinums were hot.
Bud Light, that sweet 6%. Ay, ay, ay.
Dude, yeah, it was all
Before,
about what if we just made it a little bit stronger?
yeah, yeah, platinum.
Just-
Which is funny because the whole Bud Light marketing thing through all of like the 2000s was like great taste, less filling, and they're like, what about worse taste, more filling, Bud Light
yeah,
Platinum?
because by like 2012, the craft beer boom had like unfortunately blown up, and well, and so there was just so many beers catered on like, well, this is a sour flavor, and so Bud
Yeah,
Light was like, fuck this shit, nerd, stronger, and
I
frank,
think they still have one stronger.
and frankly, yeah, they've got Bud Ice. That's a malt liquor, but as a
Respect.
couple of 18-year-olds, we we could have become the guys who at 18 pretended to like sour beer, but we had a strong role model at some point in our lives who were
Yeah.
like, nah, dude, you want the stronger stuff.
No, I almost wistfully remember the days before I even knew about craft beer.
Oh, God, what a good life.
I was like, there's 7 flavors of beer.
And they're,
Some of
they're
them you
all
can put a
like,
lime in, some of them you can't for some reason.
yeah, yeah.
And that's what it is. But the peace pipe in Richardson is just like the spot for like North Dallas suburban burnouts.
Mm,
So
mm.
it's like young kids drinking underage, and then 21 and older kids that have nowhere else to go.
Yeah.
And like more than one time, I walked in to the peace pipe, and there was like a group of just plastered 22, 23-year olds just eulogizing their friend who had just recently overdosed, just like Tony was the best dude. He was always down to smoke
Yeah.
you out, and I don't know his last name.
Right. Yeah, that was because that was right before fentanyl dropped. When did fentanyl drop? Like 2014?
I don't have my finger on the trigger, but
It
that
dropped
sounds right.
like it
Yeah,
dropped. Yeah, that was like the same time as like
from the
Life of
same folks
Pablo.
that brought you crack cocaine comes
Yeah.
fentanyl.
Yeah. I mean, shout out to Purdue Pharmaceuticals. The Oxy was big, you know.
But yeah, I know. I'm so glad that an institution, an Austin comedy institution, was replaced by a hookah bar that's not even BYOB.
No, it's not. It's not going to be BYOB. And now Love Goat had like sentimental values being like the freshman bar. When I was a freshman, like
Hmm.
you could roll up with like a piece of paper saying you were 18, and that's all you needed to drink there.
Yeah.
And then to be given the microphone to steward Austin. I mean, for people who've never been to an open mic, it's usually a bunch of people who do a lot of comedy that wish they were on a show on a Saturday night, but they're not, so they're doing an open mic. They're not getting paid. They're waiting
Yeah.
45 minutes to an hour to do 3 to 4 minutes to just all people who've heard those jokes. But typically with an open mic, you want to write new material. Like you're testing things out to see that if it
Hmm.
would work on a show. Not our mic, not our open mic. Our open mic, the Love Go mic, was for people who wanted to do the same jokes for the same people every week. And occasionally there'd be, because we were right across the street from UT, and I was still in UT when we started this hosting together,
Hmm.
and it would be like one theater student from UT who brought like 12 friends. They all filmed that person doing all this material about, going for it and being a theater major and John Mulaney. And they
Yeah.
talked
Yeah.
about John Mulaney, and
Yeah.
then
Three disappointing my dad
yeah,
punchlines.
yeah, dad, that's my dildo, like that.
Yeah.
Like that was the tone, and then next would just be like, it would be just a homeless guy off the
Yeah.
Guadalupe that I purposely put on the list right after that guy, and all the comics in the bar staff would go nuts. We'd love this guy who was doing like word salad, like cats, Afghan, taco, gun, just like he's saying real words, but they're not in a particular order that would make any sense.
Yeah. That happened often enough that I don't know which. It's not like I can't pick out which night at the Love Goat that was, because that could have been
That was most nights.
any night at the Love Goat.
Yeah.
Um,
So
I
shout out.
liked how they made all their money off of like date parties and stuff. But then when date parties came to Love Goat, they wouldn't cancel the open mic.
No.
We would just perform for drunk children that hated our guts.
Oh yeah.
My like favorite one is when we found that napkin on the bar after the show, and it just said, "None of these people are funny,"
Oh my
like
God.
written on a napkin.
Yeah, it
The
was like a
best.
sorority date event that, first of all, that's on the sorority for booking a date at a bar that's doing an open mic, and then asking, are you guys going to cancel all your other events? Like, you
Yeah,
should ask the bar that you're going to cancel all their events, right? Like,
yeah. Oh, one other great one, and this is just what a loser I am. This guy, guy in like a suit. I'm such a loser. I don't know the word suit, but he
you know, a court jacket, one of those things.
dude. But that's the thing. I'm unsuccessful and not cool, so I don't even get to wear a suit to court.
Yeah.
But this kid like left a bunch of like white little I thought they were pills, and I was like, oh my god, dude, this kid left his like Xanax on the table after he left, and I showed them to you, and you're like, yeah, those are Altoid minis. And you
Oh,
were right.
really?
They were Altoids for sure. They were
Yeah.
Altoids. And I was like, oh dude, it's freaking drugs.
These Altoid minis. Like I chopped it up and inhaled. Still pure. It's still fresh. It
Yeah.
burns like mint.
Curiously strong.
Bolivian slope. Harvested in May. Gumming it. Dude, yeah, I think I might go to like those places that do nails and get like a big long nail glued onto mine. You ever seen
You want
Taxi
you want
Driver?
a you want a you want a super strong Coke now?
Yeah. Do you know like Taxi Driver, like the pimp that was like in Taxi Driver?
Hmm.
He just had like a big red long nail.
Oh, that's what's up.
I think it's kind of good look.
I'm trying to get one of those.
I think it might be a good look for quarantine.
Have you done a mani pedi before?
Never. You
Yeah.
seem you
Well, how
have
do you
though.
feel about it?
The way you
I
said
have.
it.
Have you done mani pedi before? Do you need recommendations? Get
No,
the clear coat.
but what I am excited for is when, and I mean, because Austin is completely shut down. I'm sure we don't have snow plows or confidence to drive in snow, so everything is closed
Mm-mm.
out here. We have a blizzard. It just snowed. I am excited to go see my deep tissue massage therapist that uses these suction cups on your back,
Is
and
that something you do regularly?
once a month, and they like
Mm.
pinch all the blood together, and they keep that cup on there, and then they lift it off, and it just disperses, and you can feel like warm, all the blood scatter across your problem area, and it just feels so much better, and also some
Dude, I
acupuncture.
hate problem areas.
All right, like also, have you ever done acupuncture?
No,
I'm excited. I'm doing it for the first time. They canceled on me because of the weather, but I'm gonna do it. I want needles,
cowards, cowards.
dude. Right? Like I had to
My
explain.
muscles tense from the cold when I get punctured.
Dude, well, I explained to Hunter, he's like, why do you like those things? And it's like, because I don't enjoy good things. I don't like a lot of good things in this world. I have bad taste.
Hey, I get a nice massage. That's good taste.
That's true.
So it's a slippery slope though. Soon you're gonna be on those you ever see those things where people stick the hooks through their flesh and then like spin around at like some goth warehouse party, just like
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's gonna be my second wife for sure. I'm gonna marry
that's how you're gonna be your second wife.
totally. Yeah, she's gonna be like, can you pull me out of this hook?
Yeah.
Dude, also, let's take this back to introduce the show more
Oh,
to,
sure.
to us. This would
To
be a good
us.
exercise. I want us to describe the other to the
Hmm.
listeners. I'll go first. Andrew is like Plano, Texas, the guy, right? Like
Yeah.
I I would say that you are, look at you right now. You're wearing a fishing baseball cap, a you own one. You're wearing one of seven gray hoodies. You you skateboard at a
Buy one, get one
27-year-old
half off at the
skateboard
Gap.
level. Like,
Well, that could be misleading. A lot of you would think a 27-year-old skateboarder is good, but I'm a 27-year-old beginner skateboarder.
at least you're not like, you know, like a Brooklyn comic who is like 32, who's like, yeah, I don't have health insurance, but I'm going to start skateboarding. It's like you're
Yeah, yeah.
it's like, dude, 32 is honestly a young age for the average person, but for like a stand-up comic, it's like, well, that means you've been demolishing your body for the last 10 years between cigarettes, alcohol, and chicken wings only as a diet. You're going to die. Like,
Yeah.
I'm worried for those, like, even if you've been doing comedy for at least several years, if you're above, like, if you're even above 26, if you're starting to skateboard and you have no experience with what you're doing, like, I'm worried for you. Like, you're going to break your elbows or something.
I did. Not my elbows, but I broke two. I broke some. Hey, gotta pay to play. Blood
What's
in,
that?
blood out.
Yeah.
Oh, I said gotta pay to play.
Yeah. Well, what have you broke? Have you broken any bones at all? I feel like you're not a bone breaker.
Broke
You
this
only
finger
broken
right
that one.
here. How's it
Oh,
look?
it's stuck.
I
Yeah.
did I did legitimately break this finger.
Oh, you did break your
Uh,
middle finger. That's
I
right.
did. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, that's it.
That was just during a colonoscopy.
Yeah, usually you don't have to get this till you're 55, but I thought, what the hell? Why
You thought,
wait?
what the
Life is
hell?
short.
Life is short. Yeah, la vida, these crazy times.
Life is for the living.
All this craziness in a global pandemic. You
Oh my
couldn't
God.
go into
You
it. You
have to
had
get a
to.
colonoscopy.
Yeah, you have to telehealth everything. You had to telehealth your colonoscopy. You had to
Yeah. Hey
talk to.
doc, can you make sure there's no COVID up there?
I think, yeah, yeah. I think I have a bad bite somewhere. uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is that
Well,
all
you
you
have to
got for me?
what
Describe
other
you
bones? What other bones have you broken?
in my life?
Yeah.
Just this
Yeah,
finger. And
I was gonna say
honestly,
you don't seem like a bone breaker. I feel like you were like a pretty safe, not very. Was precocious is like like a dangerous
no,
kid.
no, no, precocious is like ambitious and probably confident. Um, Two things I am not. Yeah, I was not a precocious kid, but I did spend a lot of time in the creek.
Yeah, you were a Greek kid.
I was a big creek kid.
I feel
Yeah.
like you were a beanbag kid. I feel like when there was like a hang around a Mario Party, you were you were the kid who claimed the beanbag first.
Dude, I've gotten in trouble at so many love sacks for running and jumping into the love sack beanbags because I'm full of spazzy energy, but also um, constant like risk management. Like just like I'm like I want to jump off a bridge, but also it's like be cool, man. You don't want to hurt yourself. So then when I go into a beanbag store, I'm like my time to shine. So that was a spot on analysis. I'm a big beanbag kid.
Yeah, you have mad beanbag energy.
Yeah, I love beanbags, dude.
Yeah,
That's true. I didn't even realize, like, just talking about it now, I'm very
beanbag,
excited talking about beanbags.
beanbag, and cystic acne in your teenhood. I feel like.
Here's what's fucked up. I didn't get cystic acne until my early 20s. You met me right after I got off Accutane.
Yeah, I remember you telling me. You're like, I remember one day I was like, dude, I think I'm off benzos for good. And you're like, oh, that's crazy. I'm off Accutane.
I just finished.
Yeah, I was
What's
like,
benzos?
yeah, I was like, dude, I think I'm off press Xanax. I can't do it anymore. And you're like, yeah, I too am done with these prescription drugs. Big
Yeah.
pharma.
When I first moved to Austin, I would see like Whippet canisters in the street. Like I lived next to, I
Yeah,
forget which frat house I lived next to, but I
you
moved
live
into
in
West
Pike, right
Campus.
next to Pike.
Those crazy Pike kids.
Those
They would just
Pikers.
leave their Whippet canisters out in the street, and I'm like, oh my God, these kids are wild. They're up to no
They're not
good.
gonna have any
It's
queer.
really reckless.
They're not going to have anything left for their Sunday. They're just ready with
Yeah. It's made a lot of balloon animals.
yeah. I guess it's part of a frat mixer is balloon animals.
Yeah.
Have you ever done a whippet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't care. I'll say
I
I
don't
have.
know if my mom's gonna listen. I don't know. Yeah. You
Oh,
know what, Mom? Don't
okay.
listen to
Well,
this.
here's the deal. I am going to
I've
tell
done
her.
a double whippet where you put two in my parents. I don't know why. They're
I
in this house with me.
whatever. I'm
I'm
fine.
yelling
If there's any drug questions, I'll field them. But
You'll
and if
just ask them to yourself.
and if my family listens to these shows, don't just don't.
Yeah, stop.
Yeah,
You should have stopped already.
yeah. Seriously, especially the one I just recorded. I just recorded another up with our first guest,
You know what? Let's get it all out there.
Comedy
Done
Central
whippets.
Hunter
Oh,
Duncan.
wait, sorry.
I just recorded an episode today with the Comedy Central's Hunter Duncan, local
Whoa,
comic,
big name drop.
big name drop, and
Dude, how'd you get him?
I I did a lot of begging, and he said,
But legitimately, how did you get Hunter to respond to a text message?
oh yeah, he's notoriously not a bad text or a bad texter. Well, now that he has COVID and he's like in quarantine and he has all this time on his hand, he like responds to everybody's texts really fast.
Oh, he has COVID?
Yeah, he tested positive. Local drywaller, Jake Rowe, gave it to him.
Sick.
Yeah. I feel like no one wants to. Yeah, no one's gonna publicly. Yeah, whatever. Publicly, I think that's a great way to address and legitimize his work. He's a drywaller. Yeah.
I don't think he does any drywall.
Well,
I've
why does he
never
have all
like
that
seen him
plaster on
post
his
in the
face?
group chat like, wow, hard day of drywalling.
Why does he have all that plaster on his nose?
Yeah, it just came from the drywall factory.
Oops, my debit card. Sorry, I have drywall on that. On my Bank of America card, my prepaid Visa gift card. He's here's a sign that things are not going on the up and up for us in our lives. I have seen a lot of our friends, Andrew, pay
Yeah.
at places like coffee shops or bars with prepaid Visa gift cards, and it's like
What does that mean to you?
it means that a lot of friends are not in a good way. And it means that we're circling the drain. It's like, this is the company we're keeping. Like,
What's the implication of the prepaid? Is it like
oh,
you got it from someone else, or is it like you just have cash and you had to?
it
Because
means
like
that
if you have,
no credit card will accept you.
oh,
And that you are also,
you haven't opened a bank.
you also don't have it together to just go to a bank for 10 minutes and have a debit
Get a
account.
debit card. I think you can do it online.
Oh, I'm sure you can. I'm there. I mean, I'm just saying. I don't know. I've had a checking account since I since I had my first job when I was 15. So
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
it's
Oh
like,
wait, can I describe you now?
yeah, of
Yeah, we
course.
didn't do that. We didn't do
Yeah.
that. But that reminds me, Sam Castillo is both 15 and 55. 55 since he was 15.
Yeah.
One time, what was it? Which Christmas was it? You told me your parents got you, it was like Christmas and you're maybe like 14 years old.
Oh, my birthday,
They got you
my
your
13th birthday.
13th. You're finally a man. Your parents got you a Texas Longhorns uh, checkbook cover,
Yeah. Like a cloth
and you
cover,
liked it.
but
He
no check,
liked it.
no
No
checks.
checks, but something to look forward to.
They also, I do, if I gotta be honest, I think they forgot and they just grabbed what was in their car because they got me a Texas Longhorns checkbook cover, no checks, and a Duran Duran greatest hit CD. It's like, and I had never expressed any like interest for Duran Duran. I was 13. I was listening to like Rise Against and Anti-Flag.
That's what's up, dude. A little bit of overlap there because I heard Anti-Flag once at Eisenberg's, but the point is, Sam answers the question: what if a child was raised by an afterthought?
but also but also was raised Jewish while being Lutheran.
Yeah.
I was raised
What if you were going through your to-do list? Okay, get get groceries, pick up dry cleaning. Oh my God, pay attention to child.
my identical twins' 13th birthday.
Yeah, yeah. Your parents forgot your birthday but remembered your brother's.
Yeah. Max got a knife. He got like a Game Boy. He got a Game Boy DS. And I got a check cover and an eight greatest hit CD. Uh, Oy vey. Yeah.
Oy vey. Yeah.
We're doing
So
all right.
where were you going with the Hunter Duncan thing?
Oh, I just said a ton of things that like, yeah, uh, it's like you gotta just, I'm really, really, really hoping that like a career in media takes off because those are things I definitely wouldn't want my family to know, but if they find it, that's on them for snooping, like,
Sure.
because it's like, you think about like what a podcast is, and it's like, it's an extension of the stand up for some. It's like, for me, I
Hmm.
want to have a career in radio, and, and yeah, I think about like who are the most successful people that do it are just people who are completely honest with who they
Hmm.
are and what their life is. And it's like, well, the topic of edging came up, and it's like, yeah, I was a
Nice.
big time edge guy for several years. No more. I shook that with the cold this year.
Who you or Hunter were? Shook the
I was.
edging.
Yeah, it was.
Oh yeah, I already knew that.
Yeah, that was a yeah.
I
Yeah.
already knew that.
Yeah,
I don't
but
know
like
why.
he didn't know that, and like it's like, well, yeah, if my like cousin listens to that, they're gonna know that their cousin edged. Which
Yeah,
I mean, it's like it's whatever, you know. It's probably like some greater indicator of like a sexual like dysfunction or ideation that's not healthy. But you know, I mean, kick that can down
yeah.
the road
Is it
until
not enough for you to let your cousin know that you edged? Do you have to let your cousin know why you edged?
all of them are married and happy.
You've now put it in 2 episodes. Like, I don't want my cousin to find out I edge, but let me bring it up in another
Right.
episode.
No, I was just explaining, like, you know, so if my family is still listening to this, my parents or aunts and uncles,
Yeah,
don't. Just don't. This is, you know,
yeah,
you know, I call in once a week, and that's for y'all. This
yeah,
this is for the people who are trying to get a laugh in their life. All the sad, lonely deadbeats I know. You know, all this scum. And I want you guys to subscribe to our our YouTube channel.
all of you stinky losers. God, I can smell you from here, you piece of shit.
My social media handles are.
Subscribe, rate, and review. Just take an Adderall and knock it out if you need to.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I got homework for you guys. Yeah, but we're not gonna. I don't think we're ever gonna make a theme song. And the proper intro is, "Hey, what's up? It's the LDF podcast." You know, it's,
How's this? Is
do do
that
do
good?
do do do.
Oh, that's good.
What about we just do the Seinfeld? Do 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 do. Okay, so what is something that like I really wanted to bring up?
Oh,
I feel like this has gone pretty smoothly. We haven't said any slurs. We haven't, you know, named
yeah.
people who we really despise. We've like our first recording, you know, we just named a bunch of comics who really who should just off themselves. You know, when we saw them like still playing,
Yeah.
we're like, wow,
That's going to be on the Patreon for
if we ever
top
did,
10 Austin comics that should kill themselves.
which we don't think there are any people like that. Okay, to be clear.
Hell no.
But now this is just going to be a hang for anyone who wants to listen. What Andrew and I used to do was we would just do that. We would just we put our hours into the Comedy Factory hosting the worst open mic in town, which was I would
That's what's
describe
up.
as less of a stand-up comedy open mic to test new material, as more as I would call it a battered men's shelter. And there's so many broken men, dude. Like we were like 24, and they were just like broken men in their 30s shuffling in and out.
Yeah. Hey, talk about life experience.
Oh my
I
god.
remember like the first time like we really locked into being good friends was like the first time we went drinking after the open mic.
Yeah.
We like obviously what's the drink at Love Goat? The purple drink?
Oh yes, the purple drink.
Yeah, it tastes like grape Kool-Aid and tequila.
And
We
like
put back a few of those.
they also just ring the bar towel, so whatever alcohol is in that towel falls into the chamber.
Oh, do they really?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, I was gonna split. That's why it always tastes like mildew. But that must be because they don't clean the container. Really did taste like mildew. Yeah, and then we went over to God, what's that? I know the new name. I should
The local.
the local. We went to the local.
Yeah.
Came back to Love Go after closing. Big Mike behind the bar
Big Mike.
pours a couple JMOs. we get we get Whataburger patty melts, uh, We take them back to my place at Lone Star Lofts. We're sitting quietly in my room, hammered, eating patty melts, because we can't wake up my roommate. I show you the manuscript for my children's sci-fi novel. You
Yes.
laugh at me.
Andrew has a creative writing degree from the University of Oklahoma, and his I guess senior project was like a boy detective novel.
No, it was based off my time in the creek, but
Back to the
yeah, it was a
wow.
creek-inspired sci-fi novel.
And I sight unseen after bonding for hours with this new made friend, laugh in his face off of his
I
hardest
thought, I thought, I thought he might really want to read it. And then
Oh,
you said something to the effect of, I enjoy your company. That's the most I can say. I enjoy your company.
really?
Yeah. And I was like, wow, my first adult male friendship.
Hey, I enjoy your company. I mean, that was, oh yeah, that was robotic Sam at that point. If I'd been drinking that long, where it's just like,
Yeah.
it's powering down. Like I just, yeah,
Good hang.
good hang, good hang. Yeah, I've tried. Yeah, and if anyone has already listened to this and has been offended that we've trivialized suicide, drug usage, laughing at other people's dreams, battered men shelters, just this podcast has dignity. First of all, this is not one of those dirtbag scum true crime podcasts. Okay, we don't. I don't say that because I know anyone who runs a true crime
Yeah.
podcast. For profit, just someone's profiteering. It's not because we're commodifying other people's suffering, okay? Like, and that's what's awesome about the true crime is they all start out doing the same murders that everyone does, like Dahmer, John Wayne Gacy, like Lucinda whatever Stallings who killed and after a while they have to like just go with like Steve who killed his wife in Dublin, Ohio last week. And it's like,
Yeah.
it's like, will you let the blood dry? Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I can't wait till the first like true crime podcaster gets arrested for murder. Got to keep that content wheel churning, baby.
I hope so. Yeah, eventually these true crime podcasters are gonna start the murders themselves.
With all this craziness going on.
Global pandemic. Yes. And if this show actually, if we do get advertisers, or this gets to a point where we have subscriptions once a month, Andrew and I will do DMT Rogan style on air
Whoa.
and do 4-hour episodes where we really talk about the deeper issues. Who killed?
Did he do that? Did he really take DMT on air?
I don't think so. Maybe.
Someone needs to arrest him.
I mean, he runs this town now.
Yeah.
Him and his bong buddy Elon Musk. just like some like just some emailer in Leander is like him and his bong buddy, these California.
They're supposed to be rich, but they're always high on dope.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh dude, I sold all of my Dogecoin.
Oh, really? For how much?
I
How
made
many Dogecoins did you have?
I had like over 6,000, which is like
Six
but
thousand coins?
yeah, I bought in 2019. I got overserved at a East Austin comedy show. We won't say which place.
Yeah, I remember the night.
My friend Allison runs the show, but I definitely didn't drive home. I got a ride home that night, and when I got home, I got a ride home, and I used all of the profit, the $10 that I didn't drink away at that bar.
Yeah.
I I said, well, if I have $10 cash in my hand, I have $10 to transfer from my bank account to Robinhood. and I bought in, and then I ended up transferring way more money than I should have and gambled away a lot of it. But yeah, I bought in Doge and I bought Litecoin and I bought Ethereum in 2019, and this week they were all kind of all over the place. Kept the Ethereum, but I sold all of the Doge after this big boom, and I invested only like $40 over the last 3 years and made about 250, something like that. Yeah,
It's not bad.
not bad. At one point, I mean, but you got to go long on those cryptos. At one point, over the 3 years of owning it, it was like
Yeah,
-1 cent a Dogecoin. So it's like, oh, if I sold now, I would lose. Like,
you'd have to pay them.
I'd have to pay.
Yeah,
I'd have to pay Robinhood to sell it. So if
yeah.
anyone is really, really, wondering what they should do with their alimony, throw it in crypto.
Who has alimony?
I'd like to think that we have a diverse audience.
What single mom?
This is played. I want this show to be played, at the fun young exec in her Fabletics at the gym. I want it to be played at the working man getting food for his family at HEB. I want it to also be played in the car of the bailiff at family court. So I put it on you, the watcher on YouTube, and the listener on whatever iTunes or whatever you listen to this on. Tell your friends. Word of mouth it. Tell everybody about this damn thing. We're gonna keep going.
You got the alimony blues? Check out long distance friendship.
Part of you is kind of. Yeah, what? You expect me to see my daughter once a month for our agreement in a global pandemic? In all of this craziness? It's court mandated that I only
Sam, the pandemic's been over for 4 years. You need to see Ty.
My daughter, Kelly Shakes.
Kelly Shakes.
That's what I named my daughter.
I'm raising her with my partner, Mark Glatt.
Shout out the Glatt. I think he left town.
Yeah.
I think he moved to the Northeast. Good for him.
Yeah, see, man. A lot of people had to leave Austin during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Me, Mark Glatt.
Yes.
Other greats of Austin comedy.
Oh, man. I haven't checked in on Mr. Tramps, but I hope that bar is still alive and well. A lot of bars have closed, man. A lot of bars have closed.
No, Tramps has been open at full capacity since April.
They've been doing drinks, or geeks who drink. Geeks who drink trivia at maxed out capacity.
Dude. That's a true Austin great establishment.
It is.
My guide to Austin, Love Goat, Mr. Tramps. That's it.
The Lost Well. Remember that bar?
Oh, yeah. I remember we did the Dog and Duck open mic over there one time.
They were pissed. It's a motorcycle bar,
yeah.
And they did not enjoy us going up there. Tinder's weird, and here's why.
Yeah. It's just a Hell's Angel with like a pussy blood mustache. It's like, this sucks.
All right. Well, do you want to like think of one last thing to finish this guy up on?
Well, I was thinking about just like got bad podcasts on the brain. Not podcasts. Sorry, good podcasts on the brain. Bad open mics. I'm thinking about bad open mics, and I'm remembering that one we did also in West Campus at the food truck yard, trucked up.
Oh, speak for yourself. I had a good time.
That was the worst. It was doomed.
They took some fiberboard, and then they nailed some legs onto it, and that was the stage. And we did comedy on
which is a better stage than most venues give you.
A wooden stage in a food truck yard, and we performed to people who were just sadly getting like Frito pie after a breakup?
No. It was like it was Roundup, and like the
Oh
party
God.
buses had just come back. It was like that. It was like the eye of the hurricane, like between. It was that passing period between whatever they
Oh, I
do,
just didn't perform
and
in
then
that one.
before
It
they go
was
party,
bad.
they go party at the frat houses,
Oh yeah.
and people were like so mad that we were doing the open mic. You had to
Really?
stop a guy from throwing a whole bowl of mac and cheese at me.
Who did?
You did. You
I
stopped.
did.
You stopped a guy mid throw from throwing
I
an
did. I grabbed his
entire.
arm. I grabbed his
You
arm.
grabbed a man's arm. He was holding a whole,
Was high
like,
drunk? Probably
I
so.
mean,
I mean, it was Roundup.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Wow.
Roundup.
Okay, that's a great story. Is a story of me grabbing a stranger's arm and preventing him from throwing macaroni at you.
Yeah. I
And
think the other story you told me about that, Mike, is that when I was on stage, you like ran into a high school buddy,
yeah,
and he was like, "You know this guy?"
yeah.
And you said, "Yeah, it's my friend. He's funny." And he goes, "No, he's not."
Oh yeah, I do remember that. That guy's dead.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he died in a jet ski accident like a couple of years
Oh
ago.
my God. I'm so sorry.
No, I think I don't know. I don't know what
Oh
I'm
man.
doing right now.
Hey, you never know with your friends.
To be fair.
I was like, checks out. Hilarious way to die. Sorry you had to go in the funniest way possible.
Yeah, damn. Well, this has been a good. This has been a good one. Just a little
Yeah, I
over
had a
an
good time.
hour, but we're just giving the people a little bit of extra sense. So if they don't like it, they'll say, "Wow, it may not have been funny, but it sure was long." So so yeah, tell everybody about the show, spread a word, and let's make it happen, everybody. What do you want to, Andrew? Underscore Wagner. What is it?
Yeah, it's two underscores. Andrew underscore Wagner.
God.
Just to make sure, if someone did, if it ever happened that somebody liked me at a comedy show and they wanted to find me online afterwards, they could not.
Look up LDF Comedy Podcast on YouTube. Subscribe LDF Comedy Podcast on Instagram, and Sam N is in Nelson Castillo on Twitter. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right. Peace, everybody. We'll see you next week.